Welcome back to Rotten and Forgotten. Today we're going to start the Farmall motor swap. This Farmall has a bad transmission, and that Farmall's got a good transmission and a bad motor. So, the dog found the glove. We're going to take these two tractors, at least the front ends, and switch them around. So I'm going to pair up the good motor with the good transmission and the bad motor with the bad transmission. So at least I'll have one good running tractor for little to no cost on my end, which will be pretty nice. But to get started, we need to make ourselves an engine stand so this motor doesn't fall to the ground when I split it off the bell housing. So let's get after it. I went wandering through the woods and found some scrap metal, so I think this should make a pretty darn good engine stand. It's pretty heavy duty, so we better torch that up. Whoops. That was smooth. Don't use the plastic clamp. Didn't even see I did that. Oh, it smells like a China factory in here. Let's see what kind of fitment we got. Whoa. That should work. Sure. Uh-oh. My angle iron might be too thick. It definitely is. It's going to hit on this side. What are we going to do? I think we're going to do a flipperoo. Sure. Definitely not the prettiest stand, but hopefully it's going to be functionable. How's this bracketry gonna work? It is still really hot. Whew. Oh yeah. That one will go there. This one there. It looks like my bracketry should work, but I want to make sure I have an inch of clearance from the ground to my leg so I can put a jack stand underneath here and wiggle it up and down, so when I try to realign everything it might go better. It's kind of my idea for now. I'm not sure, but I don't think I want to be solid on the ground just in case that other transmission sits a little bit lower. So I'm going to just plan for not perfect tolerances, I guess, is kind of the idea, but yep. So originally I was going to run these plates like this and bolt them onto the frame, but luckily I didn't do that because it didn't work on the other side. So now they're going to have to be flipped this way, which is good so I can take the frame mount on and off. If they were the other way, they'd be stuck on the frame and it would have been kind of silly. So this should work good. This one's going to sit up just a little bit, like a 1/4 inch higher than the frame. The other one came out perfect. But it's going to be fine, I think. So, yeah. Holy cow, the holes even line up. That's a good start. Let's go hang these on the tractor. That's looking pretty darn good. Now I need to make a cross brace that goes from leg to leg. I'll throw some stiffeners in there and make sure everything's secure. I'm gonna have that cross brace probably about a foot off the ground so I can roll my jack underneath here and then I'll be able to control the front end a little bit and wheel it around. It's going to help trying to split this case too, I think. So if you've made it this far in the video, you've noticed there's light coming through the windows. I'm operating in the daylight for once, and anyways, I need more metal, so I'm going to chop this up some more. So this is kind of what we got going on. It's just snug fit right now. Normally I'd just tack this on here, but with this being a gasoline tractor, I really don't like the weld-on gasoline things. Especially I know that carburetor's got a little leak up there, and it's just gonna be safer to weld it up on the bench. So I'm gonna mark things out, kind of try to get it right. We'll spot it on, see if it's close, and then we'll do some real welding. It's kind of the idea. I can't believe it, but the stand lined up and I even got all the bolts through, and it's pretty darn impressive. So I got to get the wire feed ripping and, you know, finish welding this. Hopefully it goes better than that Olympic spindle, but now that we got our engine stand built, all it's left to do is basically everything. We got to get our steering off, we got to get our tank removed, we got to unhook a whole bunch of wires and hoses and basically get this looking pretty barren in this area. And then there should be about 10 bolts going around the casting to split the bell housing. I think we're going to just rip both tractors down at the same time, and then we'll work on splitting the good transmission one first and see how things go. So yeah, let's get after it. We'll get a time warp going and get something done. There we go. We got this M stripped down far enough to where I think I can split it. I'm not sure on this bracketry if that does have to come off or not. If it does, it's only 4 bolts, but I think it's going to just slide past it. Not sure. The videos I saw online of people doing it, they took this off, but usually they're doing a full restoration when they're splitting, so I don't know exactly. We'll see. I'm just trying to minimize the amount of stuff I have pulled off so I know how it all goes back together. But yeah, this tractor is about wrapped up. We're going to start on the other tractor, do the same exact thing, and then we are actually going to split that one first, just in case, and kind of, you know, figure out what we're doing before we bring the good motor over there. I'd rather drop the bad motor. Just saying. I don't think I'm going to drop it, but you never know. Anyways, let's tear that thing apart. I was really battling the steering knuckle here. On the other end, it's a keyway. Well, it turns out after I rattled on it with the air gun for 5 minutes, I pulled this bolt all the way out, and instead of just being a keyway, when they put this power steering pump in, it's actually a moon key with this washer it goes through. So super simple to take apart if you know what you're doing, but I didn't. So yeah, this thing got kind of rattled. Hopefully I didn't wreck anything in that pump. I kind of doubt it, but yeah, note to self, I guess. This is my trick to get the brakes tight. I don't want these things rolling around when I'm busy splitting them. That'd be a really bad deal. And it's kind of hard to push down super hard and flip that up, and it's just, this works pretty slick. Something like that. Those brakes are taut. They're not going anywhere, hopefully. Well, disassembly is almost over. We got 10 bolts left, and this M should just split apart. Now, this is the first M I'm going to be splitting, and I don't really know what I'm doing. I know the process, I just don't know the procedure. You get what I'm saying? So anyways, I've got our homemade engine stand, and I've got the cherry picker also on the front of the engine, so that should be good. I've got blocks set up and jack stands back there in case our air jack doesn't work well. And the tires are locked on, and I think I'm about as safe as I can be. I also have the tires blocked, so we should be ready to try to split this thing. Let's give her a whirl. It's now or never, and yeah, I'm excited. There we go. We got feet on the ground. We are split, and of course, there's a mouse nest in it because it's something I'm working on. Gross. I hate mice. Wow, that was kind of fun. Let's get this thing kind of scooted out of here. Good thing I put that crane in there. That was a good call. Other than the mouse nest, it looks pretty darn good in here. I don't see anything that's out, so that's always great. That easy, I guess. Just a few hours and you can get one split apart. Of course, we got another one to go, so I better not get too excited. I'm sure there's a fair amount of you that have split Farmalls before, and you're probably just shaking your head wondering what I'm doing, and I'm just trying to reinvent the wheel. All those hard lessons you guys learned 40 years ago, I'm just learning now, and yeah, I'm just getting smarter, I guess. But right now I'm in a little bit of a dilemma because my engine stand is on the engine, and I need it for the other engine. So I think I'm gonna make another stand out of that angle iron and mount it right here on the plates, and then this engine will be hanging out by itself while I get that other engine pulled off and scooted up to the other transmission. So let's make one of those real quick. There we go. This one's pretty crude compared to our last build, but I think it's going to do the job. It just has to hold the motor upright. We'll know if it doesn't do the job. Be picking it up off the floor. Oh, watch the paint. Oh man, there's a scratch in it now. Dang it. That one might have already been there. So I want to block the front of this tractor since we learned that we probably should. It makes it a little less tippy. But I don't want to take out the skill saw, so you just give her a little whack. And there you go. My 1.5 inches is out. This should fit perfect. I ran out of logs, so I had to do some lumberjacking. Found them out in the shed. These are like the handiest things ever to have at your shop. A whole bunch of logs. You can use them for stacking, play Jenga by yourself. I'm pretty good at tipping things over. Another clean split. I can't believe it. I wouldn't have guessed that was going to go as good as it did in a million years, but I guess I have to because I'm looking at them right now. And you know, back in their prime, coming off that factory line, you're looking at a whopping 78 horsepower sitting right here. And as they sit now, I might be at 32 and a quarter or something, but now that was a pretty darn productive day. With these two Farmalls being split, I'm now part of the club, the Farmall Splitters Club. I don't know if that's a real thing or not, but it is now. So if you're part of the club, let me know down below and let me know what you split. Hopefully it's something bigger and better. But yeah, the easy part's over. Now we have to try to put one of these things back together in the next episode. So stick around. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching Rotten and Forgotten. We'll see you later. I'm going to bed.